J.S. was a genius, said Dr. Richard Clerkwell, a man ahead of his time. Born into a Jewish-American family, J.S. Steinman was a respected medical professional at Benjamin Church Medical College. His revolutionary work in plastic reconstructive surgery signaled a lucrative career as an up-and-coming surgeon. But then, without explanation, he simply vanished. This struck Dr. Richard Clerkwell hard, who had befriended him years before. He said of Steinman, he would have had an impressive career if he'd stuck to orthopedic surgery. Then he moved into maxillofacial work and reconstruction. His variant technique on the walking stock skin flap method alone should earn him a place in the history books. But with faces, he was more than a doctor, he was a magician. Clerkwell hired a private detective to track down his missing friend. Maybe we just got used to people vanishing during the war years, Dr. Clerkwell pondered. But the world can't afford to lose brilliant minds like Steinman. The detective's search for Steinman would prove futile, since Steinman had no wish to be found, and no one would have expected him to disappear into a city deep under the Atlantic Ocean. Due to his reputation in the field of cosmetic surgery, Andrew Ryan invited him to Rapture so that he could establish his own practice in the medical pavilion. J.S. Steinman jumped at the opportunity. But like all artists, creating the same image over and over again robbed them of their passion. And so too did Steinman eventually lose his passion for surgery.
When Picasso became bored of painting people, he started representing them as cubes and other abstract forms. The world called him a genius. I've spent my entire surgical career creating the same tired shapes over and over again. The upturned nose, the cleft chin, the ample bosom. Wouldn't it be wonderful if I could do with a knife what that old Spaniard did with a brush?
Fortunately for Steinman, a breakthrough new wonder drug had just entered the market in Rapture. It was known as Adam, and had the ability to transform human beings on the genetic level, and Steinman recognized its potential immediately.
Ryan and Adam. Adam and Ryan. All those years of study, and was I ever truly a surgeon before I met them? How we plinked away with our scalpels and toy morality. Yes, we could lop a boil here and shave down a beak there, but could we really change anything? No. But Adam gives us the means to do it. And Ryan frees us from the phony ethics that held us back. Change your look, change your sex, change your race. It's yours to change. Nobody else's.
He experimented with Adam on his patients to great success. The artist with a scalpel had revived his passion for plastic surgery. But as he marveled at what he could now achieve, new worries settled into his mind.
Adam presents new problems for the professional. As your tools improve, so do your standards. There was a time I was happy enough to take off a wart or two, or turn a real circus freak into something you can show in the daylight, but that was then, when we took what we got. But with Adam, the flesh becomes clay. What excuse do we have not to sculpt and sculpt and sculpt until the job is done? I am beautiful, yes. Look at me. What could I do to make my features finer? With Adam and my scalpel, I have been transformed. But is there not something better? What if now it is not my skill that fails me, but my imagination?
Like with all the inhabitants of Rapture, Adams' side effects began to affect J.S. Steinman's mental faculties. His desire for beauty became something more than an obsession. It became frighteningly devotional.
With genetic modifications, beauty is no longer a goal or even a virtue. It is a moral obligation. Do we force the healthy to live with the contagious? Do we mix the criminal with the law-abiding? Then why are the plain allowed to mingle with the fair?
Before he came to Rapture, he believed the goddess Aphrodite had visited him several times and spoken to him. Her appearance brought on possibly by his usage of cocaine and ether. But now, in Rapture, and hopped up on Adam, those hallucinations of the Greek goddess intensified.
Today, I had lunch with the goddess. Steinman, she said, I'm here to free you from the tyranny of the commonplace. I'm here to show you a new kind of beauty. I asked her, what do you mean, goddess? Symmetry, dear Steinman. It's time we did something about symmetry. Aphrodite is walking the halls, shimmering like a scalpel. Steinman, she calls. Steinman, I have what you're looking for. Just open your eyes. And when I see her, she cuts me into 1,000 beautiful pieces.
His intensifying desire to sculpt the absolute beauty led him to, on at least one occasion, purchase and prison splicers from the constabulary, preferably those incapacitated after an altercation with the police. He'd then constrain the paralyzed patient on the operating table and conduct his experiments without administering anesthesia. But then, one day, as he operated on a paying patient, his mind completely snapped.
4-0 silk, and done.
The nose looks terrific, Dr. Steinman. Doctor?
You know, looking at it now, I didn't realize how much her face sags. Scalpel?
Excuse me?
Scalpel.
Doctor, she's not booked for a facelift.
Let's just come in here and...
Doctor, stop cutting. Doctor, stop cutting. Get me the chief of surgery. Get me the chief of surgery now!
Driven insane, he murdered his own nurse when she threatened to report him to the police. And when willing patients refused his services, he resorted to using captured splicers, furnished by Sander Cohen in Fort Frolic. He left his subjects deformed as his desire for beauty consumed him.
Why do we have 2 eyes? Is there some law that says we must? 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 ears, 2 breasts?
When Jack arrived in Rapture in 1960, Steinman had lost all sense of who he once was. Adam had warped his mind until he could no longer discern right from wrong, reality from fantasy, beauty from ugliness.
What can I do with this one, Aphrodite? She won't stay still! I want to make them beautiful, but they always turn out wrong! That was too fat! This was too tall! This was too symmetrical! And now, what's this goddess? An intruder! He's ugly! 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 Ugly!
J.S. Steinman died before he could achieve ultimate beauty. Yet another brilliant mind that had fallen victim to the allure of Rapture.